Hello everybody. In this video we are going to touch upon the perspective of functional safety in the context of hardware. In the ISO 26262 part 5 touches upon the discusses the hardware perspective of the functional safety. As you can see in this particular slide, the fifth part, which comprises of the general topics, the specification, the hardware design, evaluation of hardware architectural metrics, evaluation of safety goals, violations due to random hardware failures, hardware integration verification. All these things are subcategories of the subcategories of this fifth part. So let's dive into this further. One thing you should clearly understand is hardware of the electrical and electronic system is the one which is being referred to or which is being scrutinized in this particular topic. In the and when I say hardware, it comprises of the resistors, the ASICs, the capacitor, the various connections, the wiring harness, which are all falling under the category of hardware. And hardware must be safety relevant. The hardware which is selected or the hardware which is examined in the context of ISO 26262 must be safety relevant. It should be relevant to particular ISO 26262. And in this particular ISO 26262, there are basically 6 lessons or 6 particular aspects which needs to be clearly outlined and which needs to be clearly specified. First is the safety requirements must be aligned. All the hardware must have specifications which are meeting the safety requirements, and there should be clear clarity that the safety requirements can be detected, indicated, and control of the internal facility. Internal faults should be clearly detected, indicated, and also controlled. Now, as you can see here in this particular slide, the evaluation of the hardware elements, is very important. As you can see in the portion of 8.13, the evaluation of hardware elements is very important. And the hardware design, as you can see in the point number 5.7, hardware design comprises of the evaluation of the hardware architectural metrics and also evaluation of the safety goal violations. The failures in the connected hardware, the FTTI must be mentioned, and the interface with the software also should be mentioned. So it must be demonstrated that there are no failures in the connected hardware, and fault tolerance time interval must be is well within the acceptable limits. And when there is an interface with the software also, in that particular interface also there is no fault. And coming to the second important lesson, the technical specification requirement must be detailed down to the hardware safety requirements. So when you say technical safety requirements, they must be clearly cascaded down to the specifications of all the hardware safety requirements, including all the hardware elements. So hardware architectural design also with respect to ASIL must be clearly outlined, and the metrics on the particular slide must be clearly mentioned, and also it should be clearly outlined. So we have, and last but not the least, the test cases should be identified. What are all the various test cases, and in those test cases you must demonstrate that a particular hardware component is perfectly meeting the requirements of the test case, so that it is not failing in the actual usage. And these test cases may be categorized into different categories like electrical testing, functional testing, and electromechanical compliance testing.